All right, this is probably a really bad idea. This is my kid's swing, and that noise kind of scares me. All right, if you're just getting started on YouTube, you're probably wondering how to upload better videos to YouTube. In this video, I'm going to show you a few things that you can do to vastly improve the quality of your videos. All right, so first up is lighting. We talk about lighting, how important lighting is, and we often talk about using natural light to get better video quality. But do you see the problem with this video and what the lighting looks like now? It's very inconsistent. It's really bright across my face. I'm wearing a hat, so it's really dark in here. And depending on how I move, you're not getting a nice, clear, consistent picture. So how do we fix this? Now here, I'm still taking advantage of natural lighting, but I'm in the shade and I'm getting a much more evenly lit image. You can see everything nice and clearly, you can see full colors, and you don't have those blinding bright spots or the really dark shaded areas. Now this is definitely what you want to shoot for, as opposed to either a picture that's too bleached out or one that's just very inconsistent. The other thing you want to avoid is having bright light directly behind you. Let's see what that looks like. Now having bright light directly behind you is not ideal either. iPhone does a fairly decent job of trying to compensate for that, but typically what you end up with is a dark foreground and a really bright background. If you're inside and you're trying to take advantage of natural lighting, then you want to try to put the light behind the camera. So if we move the light behind the camera, as I mentioned, we try to get it a little more even. You'll see that you get a much better look here than having that blinding light behind you. Now, how much you have to adjust your lighting and everything else is really going to depend on what you're using as a camera. If you're using an iPhone or an Android, a lot of these phones do a fairly decent job or try to compensate for some of the issues that you'd normally experience. So depending on the version of iPhone or Android that you're using, it may vary. So you may have to figure it out for your own individual use. The important thing to realize is what you're really looking for is decent lighting, a clean looking picture. Like you can see, this iPhone 16 here is really trying to do all kinds of crazy stuff with the image, and it looks very saturated right now. So it's going to vary based on the individual device that you're using. If you're using a point and shoot camera, you may have a different experience in the lighting and everything else. So you're going to have to work around that to understand exactly what you need for your equipment. Now, the other thing that we want to focus on is movement. If you have the option to put this on a tripod or keep it as stationary as possible, that's going to be ideal, versus running around and doing a bunch of this. Makes you seasick. You don't want to have that. Depending on the camera you have, you may have some image stabilization, but a lot of devices don't have that. So that's also something you want to keep in mind and try to keep your image as clear and stationary as possible. Even sitting down and leaning against something can certainly help you create a little more stabilization if you're using your phone to make a video. If you're inside and you don't have a tripod, you can use a stack of books, anything, a phone stand, anything to keep your phone as stable as possible, just to the point that it doesn't distract the message that you're trying to convey. Sometimes movement in your phone can create kind of an organic feel, kind of a run and gun shoot kind of atmosphere if you're trying to look a little more organic and raw in your video footage. So sometimes it can play to your advantage, but depending on the type of content that you're making, you may want to adjust just how much movement is going on in your videos. And sound is the next thing that you really want to focus on. Depending on the device that you're using, you're going to have quite a range of experiences when it comes to the audio. If you have perhaps a lesser quality or a lower quality microphone, either on your phone or on your camera, then you may have to do a little bit more to compensate for the audio. And as we all know, as content creators, as soon as you try to make a video, a plane will fly over, the dogs will start barking, they'll start doing construction right outside your house or apartment. All these things tend to come in play, and we have to kind of compensate for them as much as possible. You definitely have to have patience when it comes to sound, because inevitably, right when you're in the middle of your best take, there'll be some type of sound issue that you have to deal with, and it can be extremely frustrating. But if you just expect them, you understand that your next take will probably be even better than your last one. we always tend to get through those, and after a while it just becomes part of the game, and we do our best to work around them. Now, if you are struggling to get good sound out of the onboard microphone on your phone or your camera, you may need to look into investing in an external mic. There's a bunch of different options out there. I'm not going to recommend any particular one. There are options out there to get an external mic when you're struggling to get decent audio out of your device. All right, this is probably a really bad idea. This is my kid swing, and that noise kind of scares me. All right, so don't expect to fix every single issue and every single video. See how much of that struggles to adjust when I walk into the light? Finding that nice kind of balanced lighting area right around here makes the whole picture look more, just more appealing. It's more vibrant. The colors are not bleached out. You can see my face clearly. All the good things that we're trying to do. So walk around your environment, try to find what area works best for you. And if you are working indoors and maybe it's winter and you can't come outside to take advantage of this, then just understand that you can adjust the lighting in your indoor environment as well to try to find that nice medium look where everything has proper lighting and you're not dealing with extreme contrasts of too much light or too much shade. I hope you found this video helpful. If you haven't subscribed yet, I invite you to do so. We're going to be sharing all kinds of videos on this channel that are all about helping you grow your channel, get more followers, and of course, start to learn how to build a business and make money around your content. I'll see you in the next one.